So we are at BIC and we are here to drive the all-new Skoda Octavia VRS. That is the new generation one over there. But you've seen the new generation one now. There are other videos also running for this 261 bhp 2-liter TSI engine. But let me show you where it all started. So check this out. Now this is a Mark 1, a Gen 1 Octavia VRS. And these are the specifications. Obviously, it came with a 1.8 liter turbocharged engine. First car in India to get a 1.8 turbo petrol engine. 5-speed manual gearbox, 150 bhp and 210 Nm of peak torque. And that is how the car looks like. Completely stock. Just look at the alloys. Top speed on the odometer says around 270. 235, 240 is what this could do. Now this is the Gen 1 or the Mark 1. Let us quickly see the Mark 2 over here. Now this is the Mark 2 Octavia that was called the Laura in the Indian market. So this is the Skoda Laura VRS. This also came with a 1.8 liter turbo petrol engine, but this produced 160 bhp and 250 Nm of peak torque. And this came with a 6-speed manual gearbox. Now obviously there are some modifications to the car, like they have put this alloy wheel on the inside. Obviously you get VRS badging on the seat. Again, 270 kilometers of top speed that is on the speedometer. And that is how the rear section looks like. Obviously you have the twin Acropovic exhaust tips. That means this car is tuned. I'm sure all these cars that are here are tuned. Let me show you the third generation. This is the third generation of the Skoda Octavia RS, which was called the 230, because this thing produces 230 PS of power, and this came with a 2-liter TSI engine, 227 horsepower and 350 Nm of peak torque. It came with a 6-speed DSG gearbox. Just look at this. Obviously this is also modified with yellow brake calipers. It's a big brake kit. As you can see, it's a D2 brake kit with these beautiful BBS alloy wheels. An amazing color option over here. And that is how the car looks like from the rear section. I'm sure that this car is also tuned. And let us meet the third generation facelift. That is the Octavia 245, and looked almost similar to the one that we saw, the 230. And this thing again came with a 2-liter engine, and this thing produced 245 bhp or 242 HP and 370 Nm peak torque. And this came with a 7-speed DSG gearbox. So those were the Octavia RSs through the years. So we have the Mark 1 right over here, the OG gangster of the gang. And then we have the Laura VRS, which is the Mark II. Then we have the Octavia 230, which is the Mark III or the third generation. And then we had a facelift of the third generation, which was called the 245. And right now we are driving the all-new Octavia VRS that now produces around 261 PS of power, and that is how the car looks like. 2-liter turbo petrol engine, TSI engine, 7-speed DSG gearbox, 261 bhp, 370 Nm of peak torque, and 0 to 100 in 6.5 seconds. And this thing has a top speed of 250 kilometers per hour. I hope you like this video. If you liked it, do give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to all our social media channels. I'm Promit signing out. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching. And before I sign out, let me tell you that this car costs around 50 lakh rupees ex-showroom. Well, however, bad news is that there were 100 units. All have been sold out. So if you are looking out for a new generation Octavia RS, then you'll have to wait for the second batch that's going to come to India.